It wouldn't be a Mackinac Policy Conference without a little bit of political news being made here up on the island. And one man who made some news, former Congressman Mark Schauer, declared that he is running for governor. Mark, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
So what was the decision to run?
Well, I think there was a tipping point for me. My whole career has been public service. I grew up in mid-Michigan in Howell. My dad was a high school teacher. My mom was a nurse. And back when I was growing up, if you worked hard, you studied hard, Michigan provided incredible opportunities. And I really see that being chipped away. And, my biggest concern that I've seen from this governor and this legislature is cuts to education, and not just cuts to education, but that combined with tax increases on retirees in a new pension tax, elimination of a child tax credit to help parents raise their kids, tax hikes for low-wage workers and increased property taxes, $1 billion out of our schools to pay for a $1.8 billion tax cut for businesses that isn't actually even tied to job creation. And so, to me, we need an economy that works for everyone, not just the wealthiest, not just for the corporate special interests, but an economy that builds a strong middle class. And when we disinvest in our schools, and when a governor, and they just spent a session at this conference talking about it, sort of what I would consider fundamental attacks on public education that are using, cyber schools and the so-called Skunk Works project that the governor came up with in secret to cut funding from schools. Nothing replaces a great teacher in the classroom. And so that's what I see being eroded in Michigan. It's ultimately going to hurt Michigan's economy.
You have emerged as the prime Democratic candidate, and you have a lot of powerful Democrats behind you.
Yeah.
Do you envision now that going forward, instead of having any other challengers from the Democrat side, that you have united and said, instead of making a messy battle in a primary season, that you're the guy going forward?
I think so. And I'll tell you, I've been in politics for a while. I've never seen the Democratic Party more unified than it is right now, and a very diverse party because, look, there is a very extreme Republican majority in the state legislature and a governor that's a corporate CEO that thinks about things in a very different way. And they've not just attacked teachers and cut funding from our schools, raised taxes, as I said, on retirees and parents and the middle class. They've made it more difficult for women to have access to basic health services. They've cut benefits, made it more difficult for state workers to have same-sex domestic partner benefits. I mean, cut after cut, attack after attack. Right to work, which was an unnecessary attack.
And which you were very passionate about.
Undermined the basic collective bargaining relationship between workers and employers. That hurt. All of those folks that have been attacked are unified together and like me feel that we need a change in Michigan. This path that we're going down, Christy, it's sort of the old supply-side economics with some other attacks associated with it that's never worked. It's never created an economy that works for everyone.
So you've laid out your platform here. You've told us kind of the issues that are hitting you, or the things that you think need to be changed in Michigan right now. You're from Battle Creek.
Yeah.
This is a statewide office. How hard is it going to be for you to get name recognition around the state right now? And what do you have to do to get your message out there?
Yeah. Well, I've already started traveling the state. My first event last night was in Sterling Heights in Macomb County. I represented a 7-county congressional district. My wife's from the UP. We're used to traveling. And, what I want to do is listen to people. And one of the reasons I got in the race is that I listened to the disappointment that people feel about the direction that Michigan is going in, that it's, may work for a few at the top, but it's not creating an economy that works for everyone. So I'm going to be in my car a lot, and I just bought a new car new Ford made at the Michigan Assembly Plant in Wayne, Michigan. I'm going to be in that car all over the state, listening to people, talking about my vision for an economy that works for everyone. And fundamentally, I think we need a governor that wakes up every day thinking about how we can have the best schools in the world and we'll create a middle class.
The governor's walking around here a bunch. This is one of his prime moments, I think, this conference where he's at usually all 3 days. Have you crossed paths with him? If you did, what would you say?
I haven't yet. If I do, I'll tell him to get ready for a tough fight.
Mark Schauer, thanks so much for joining me, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
You are watching our coverage of the Mackinac Policy Conference. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.